Greetings and salutations and welcome back to Illegitimate Legends, the show where I like to talk about some of the more unusual League of Legends builds. This week we are taking a look at a very, very interesting build. I think I came up with it on my own. I don't think anyone suggested this to me, but the important thing is that this is a unique champion build. This is a role that isn't really filled by anybody else in the entire League of Legends. This is a physical support build. In other words, I'm playing support lane Gangplank. Now the first and most important aspect of support lane Gangplank, the reason it can work, is there's a mastery. It's in the support tree, it's fairly deep in it, but it exists. It gives you extra gold when you hit an enemy champion. Now for a ranged support, like most supports are, it gives you an extra 3 gold, but with Gangplank, because Parley applies on hits as if it were a melee skill, you get 5 gold. That might not seem like much, but with the cooldown on Parley, you shoot them constantly, and every time you shoot them you get that 5 gold. That is a massive income advantage. I have been able to keep on par with the income of a top lane champion while playing support, mainly because I also get a Philosopher's Stone, but the combination of Philo Stone and constantly poking the enemy team, whoever was closest, led to a massive gold increase and a lot of assists and kills for my AD carry and myself, because you're constantly doing damage, constantly harassing. It's my preferred playstyle, among other things, and it gets you that advantage in lane, beating down a Darius before he can get creep farm, stopping the enemy support from getting anything out because all their mana is going into heals, things like that. It's the vital aspect that made this build come about. Now the rest of a support lane Gangplank is really, well, what else do you need in a support? Something to help your allies. Raise morale is fantastic. At max level, which as the skill you're maxing first, you'll get fairly quickly, it provides 20 AD to yourself, 40 AD to yourself, and 20 AD to your AD carry, as well as a 10% movement speed increase. That is really freaking good. It means you can go in and poke for 40 extra damage with 20% extra move speed. That helps you get those poking out when you need them. But it means your carry can last hit from, well, higher health minions, and can provide a massive damage increase when a fight happens in your lane, because it's extra damage. And in a team fight, it's extra damage for the whole team. Ensure you get it out early. Yeah, not everyone's going to be auto-attacking all the time, but every little bit helps, and that movement speed, I cannot stress enough how much that will change your game. And then you've got your ultimate, the ability to provide assistance anywhere in the map at any time. That ultimate will rain fiery, explodey hell on anyone who thinks they want to make a gank, or anyone who thinks, this is a close fight, I've got a good chance of winning this if I use these abilities. Oh wait, suddenly Cannonball, suddenly dead. As for the build itself, because you're a support champion, I highly recommend starting with a regen bead and a fairy charm, and taking that immediately into a Philosopher's Stone. That gives you the mana to stay in the lane, constantly shooting the enemy team. Also gives you extra gold income, which is really nice, because you shouldn't be getting last hits unless your AD carry has 0 chance of getting that particular last hit. Means you're not going to be broke at any point. Level 1 shoes next, and with Raise Morale having its passive and its active, you will always be able to outrun the enemy team no matter what they do. From there, go into a Sightstone, because wards. Sightstone is an amazing item, some have called it overpowered, I don't really think so, but wards will make the difference and so will that health. Next into an item which I haven't seen bought, ever, not since it received its name change, Zeke's Herald. That's an extra 20 AD to all nearby allies, as well as a 10% lifesteal. If you're still in the laning phase, you are effectively providing 40 AD on a regular basis to your AD carry, as well as a 10% move speed increase and a 10% lifesteal. Is there a way you can help your AD carry more as a support? Nami can add extra damage, I suppose, and there are some champions that can do it, but this one does it really freaking well, while at the same time becoming a powerhouse in their own right. Next up, you want to be getting a Iceborne Gauntlet. Sorry, I have difficulty remembering the name of that, I just call it the Spellfist. The Iceborne Gauntlet. It means... well, I imagine you've all seen an Ezreal use it. Great big puddle of slow all over the ground. Gangplank does it just as well. And with the very recent patch, what did they add? They increased the AoE on it if you're a melee champion. Who's a melee champion? Gangplank. That means you haven't suffered the Iceborne Gauntlet nerf, but you have received its buff. It's really freaking good. Now, onto the downsides. Because you are heavy harassing, you run the risk of taking a lot of kills from your AD carry. Try to prevent this from occurring and let them take the kills. They're the carry, you're the support. You do a lot of damage if you build correctly, but they are still the ones who are going to carry the game. You're just the guy helping them do it. And denying the enemy team their carry. That's how you should be playing. Don't take the last hits on the enemy champions unless you absolutely can't avoid it without them getting away. And try and make sure they get an assist at the very least. It's a very, very powerful build. It's got a lot of means to help the AD carry directly, while denying the enemy team them because you're constantly poking and constantly taking gold. I highly recommend this build. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all next time.